Hi, my name is Ashley Hernandez.
My name is Amanda Morello.
I'm Abraham Garcia.
And I'm Taylor Brown.
How many of you have helped a person with an intellectual and developmental disabilities? Well, the Best Buddy organization focuses on social discrimination towards people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Today we will discuss the issues faced by people with IDD, the founding of the Best Buddies organization, and the organization's future impact.
Imagine sitting down in a cafeteria alone, all by yourself, just because you have some kind of disability. I'm going to talk about the social problems that people with disability face. According to Dr. Reynolds from George Washington University, her article of 2013 on social and political controversies associated with intellectual disabilities, society's behavior towards people with disabilities changed over time. On past societies, they viewed people with disabilities as a burden to society, as they were misunderstood, and they were even seen as people that were cursed. And on modern society, with the medicine advances, they're trying to seek the cure. Oh my God, trying to seek cure for disabilities, and an overall feeling of pity and over people with disabilities grown on society, and they're seen as wholly innocent and eternal children because they are seen as people that are incapable of working. And according to Fox News webpage, on the 2014 article, Intellectual Disabled Americans Struggling to Find Work, they stated that 28% of working age adults with IDD, intellectual and developmental disabilities, this 28% of the disabled people never held jobs, and the ones who did, they get paid much less than the workers without disabilities. And another social problem that they face is negative assumptions, which is when people see someone with disabilities, they link and associate the person only with the disability that this person carries, which is not good. So
Fortunately, society has been doing things, has been doing what it can do to enhance the lifestyles and to do away with the social issues that people with IDD have to face every day. If we're talking about solutions, one of the biggest solutions overall that we can see is the Best Buddies organization itself. Now, the Best Buddies organization within themselves has a number of solutions. First and foremost, I'd like to talk about a solution that has to do more with foundation. What do I mean by foundation? Foundation in the sense that in middle schools and high schools, there are Best Buddies clubs where students with IDD and students that don't have IDD can come together to form friendships, to work together, to cooperate together, and build a relationship within themselves up to the point where IDD and non-IDD students see each other as equals, as friends. They don't only, non-IDD students, when they see someone with IDD, they don't, just don't think about them with the disability that they have. And again, this is very important in our society, as we're showing from a young age, that people with a certain disability or any type of setback or any type of genetic makeup that doesn't have anything to do with their capabilities of doing certain things, or has the capability of creating a friendship, which brings me to my next point. Best Buddies also organizes events throughout the year in different parts of the country and the world. Examples of this would be there's walkathons that they have certain times of the year. They have bikeathons, I believe they're called, and they have galas, which I believe one is coming up later this year. And now these events are used to create awareness and to inform people of what they do and what they can do for people with IDD, and what other people that aren't part of the organization can also do to contribute and help. People usually help through donations, through volunteer work, through a number of things. These events are just used to create awareness and to attract more people. Not only does Best Buddies do this, but they also try to create gateways to opportunities for people with disabilities. More specifically, jobs. They try to create jobs for these people and try to pair up with other companies that would allow people with disabilities to work in their companies. Of course, it wouldn't give them as many hours or as many responsibilities to work with, but they would, at least they would give them a basis of what a job is, breaking a social barrier of what we think of people that have IDD do. With overall, the mission statement of Best Buddies is to create such a huge impact on people that Best Buddies will no longer be needed and have to be shut down. What does this mean? It means that the impact that they create will be so large and so massive that it'll, spur the hearts of many, and just create just a complete and utter change within what people think of other people with disabilities, and instead of seeing them as people that are disabled and only disabled, they see them as people that have potential, people that have developmental power. They have they can contribute to society just like anyone else.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so despite the organization's amazing work, there's still work to be done because people still view people with disabilities in a negative light. So things that need to be done is Medicaid. So there was this thing in the fiscal year that limited people with disabilities from Medicaid. So only people who are like extremely severe are priority to Medicaid. But what about people with autism? What about people with Down syndrome? Like, why can't they have the same Medicaid? And no jobs things. Okay, so we said it before, said it again, we'll say it over and over again, because it is very important to be able to support yourself, especially when you see everybody else being able to support yourself and you feel bad because you can't support yourself. And that leads me to my next point, which is homelessness. So you have a aging caretaker, parent, grandma, whoever, and they're taking care of you and they die off. Who's there to take care of you? You end up homeless on the street, and that's no good. So we should create halfway houses or a house for people with disabilities to be able to go to. Another thing is expanding the programs, which Best Buddies is doing. They're expanding, trying to get out there so they can reach more people with IDDs. And people should take sensitivity classes when working with people with IDDs. My sister has autism, and I don't want to be afraid that when she grows up, she's not going to be able to take care of herself because she doesn't have Medicaid, or she doesn't have a job, or heaven forbid, my mom dies while my sister needs her. So come on, we need to get it together, people.
Well, to conclude, with organizations like Best Buddies, people with disabilities can live lives where they do not feel outcasted. We have talked about the issues faced by people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, the founding of the Best Buddies organization, and what the future can hold for people with IDD. The Best Buddies organization is critical to ending discrimination towards people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Our biggest challenge is that people are not well informed in how they can contribute to our organizations. What you can do today to help is call us or visit our website www.bestbuddies.org to find out how you can make a difference.